We are live. Welcome everybody to this week's episode of Two Sweet Converse. I am in the lab. I am Nico.
Steve-O here.
Wildcard.
EJV.
So, thank you all for making last week's episode of Two Sweet Converse our most watched episode to date. Thank you all very kindly, and we hope you're enjoying this newer format we're working with. And before we start off the show, we do want to start it off on a little bit of a sad note. Unfortunately, this past Sunday, Kamala has passed away. It's a very, very sad situation. A lot of loved members of his family and friends are mourning his loss, as we are as well. Chris Jericho has made a donation to Kamala's family for his passing. Would you guys have any thoughts on Kamala's passing? Any thoughts? Any memories?
Yes, the Ugandan giant Kamala, real name James Harris, amazing performer for a guy who originally had no idea or no inkling of what the industry of professional wrestling was. For him to be given such a unique character, there's a blooper video going around going around the internet right now since his passing, of him in character as Kamala with the late great Mean Gene Okerlund. And if you get a chance to see that YouTube video, you'll kind of understand the type of person James Harris was as a human being. It's unfortunate. This man dealt with a lot of unnecessary trials and tribulations in his life post his wrestling career, but I think his character was something very unique and very cool for a big man. He'll be deeply missed. He belongs in the WWE Hall of Fame without a doubt. If you guys get a chance, please donate. There's a GoFundMe for his family. We are going to put the link to that in this YouTube video. So please, if you guys can, donate. You don't even have to put your name with the donation. You can donate anonymously. So please consider any bit helps, because in professional wrestling, whether we like somebody, whether we don't like somebody, at the end of the day, we're all a family. So please, if you guys would consider donating to his GoFundMe for him and his family, that would be great. Thanks, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
I'll be quick with this one here.
Yes.
It's a tough loss. It's just like Nico said, it's just like losing a member of the family. In the wrestling community. Kamala, James Harris was a character that I remember seeing like way back when I first heard the news of his death. It made me kind of think that of his character. The Ugandan giant. I think I briefly remember his matches that he had with the Undertaker. I thought that was really unique, a character that he brought out for everybody there too. Something totally out there. And that's essentially what, in wrestling, you have to have that totally out there character to stand out. And he most certainly stood out with his Ugandan giant character. So all I can say is, my condolences go out to the Harris family and the rest of his family. And, rest in peace, James Harris.
All right, EJV, thoughts on the Ugandan giant?
Yeah. When it comes to over-the-top characters, we talk about the Ultimate Warrior. We talk about the Road Warriors with the face paint spikes. We talk about Ultimate Warrior with the tassels and the face paint. Yeah, and Kamala is definitely at the top of the list of over-the-top characters, but it's an over-the-top character that worked. And he made it his own. And it was in a time, kind of in a stereotypical time of when it comes to wrestling, where kind of it was just a little bit stereotypical for a African American guy, saw him to be a savage in the middle of the jungle. But he made it work. He made it his own. It was unique. It was terrifying. It made children cry. It made people just feel afraid, and that's a gimmick that worked. And of course he wasn't a finesse kind of wrestler due to his size, but he made anything he did work. He made it effective, and that's what a great wrestler does. Yeah, he'll definitely be missed by the entire wrestling community. It's a bad loss. He dealt with all those health issues, lost both his legs over the past 10 15 years. So definitely rest in peace, Kamala, and we wish his family the best. And we hope that hopefully everybody can get some sort of closure and just be rest in peace, man.
Yeah, and before we get to the topic, I'll share some quick thoughts. Just like Wild Card as well, I have good memories of his feud with The Undertaker, specifically their casket match at the Survivor Series, where Undertaker created a casket with the stars and the moon in resemblance of his body paint. Also, another funny memory, I remember Joel Gertner having a match in ECW, and he actually kind of imitated Kamala having the star and the moon on his chest. That was really ridiculous. And earlier today on WWE's YouTube page, I actually saw them post a video of his debut in WCW with the Dungeon of Doom stable. If you've ever seen or heard of the Dungeon of Doom, they're an over-the-top stable. They're funny as hell, ridiculous. But yeah, I'm gonna be quick. I'm almost done. But pretty much in short, I've heard a lot of great stories. People were talking about his pre-WWF days, where he actually had some big feuds with Hulk Hogan and other wrestlers, and they actually made him more of a serious threat. And they actually did want to make him just like a legitimate badass. And even as a kid, even though I know like some of his stuff was a little goofier, he was a pretty larger than life figure in wrestling, and I think that is awesome. You don't see characters like him today, so I appreciate James's efforts on the character of Kamala, and I send all my thoughts, prayers to his family, friends, and fans. Nico, did you have anything else you wanted to say, or any of you guys want to say?
No, I was just gonna go off of what you were saying with the whole Dungeon of Doom in WCW. He was actually the first person I knew when the Dungeon of Doom debuted to try to take down Hulk Hogan in WCW. Kamala was the first face I recognized. Little did I know that later on, Shark was freaking Earthquake from WWF. Zodiac was Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I found all that out later, but I knew who the Ugandan giant Kamala was. So that's all I was gonna say.
Absolutely. Oh, no worries. Yeah, very interesting and legacy career of Kamala. So now, getting on to the next topic, we're talking about the new stable, Retribution, making waves in the WWE. They started off last week on Raw. The WWE actually announced it on their website and social media as well. And then we saw them wreak havoc at the end of SmackDown last Friday. And they've also been raising some hell this past Monday on Raw. So I want to hear your guys' thoughts on what you're thinking of this stable so far. Do you think it's gonna be something big and exciting for the WWE, or do you think this is something that's gonna fizzle out down the line? Who would like to take this one to start? EJB, go for it.
I said last week on this very show that I would have to wait a week to see, kind of give you more of an opinion on how I feel about Retribution. And as far as what they did on SmackDown goes, I thought it looked effective. I really did. The way they chased Michael Cole and Corey Graves out of the building, chasing down cameramen, tearing up the ring, tearing up the ropes, and spray painting everything. I mean, it was pretty interesting. It made made them seem like they were just a chaotic group of individuals who were just out to make a point. But the thing is that right now, what I feel is that, as you know, we don't know who any of these people are. We don't know if they're former WWE talent who maybe got brought back as part of, as part of WWE maybe earning back some of their earnings, maybe, or could it be just NXT guys that maybe didn't get a shot and now they're out there to prove that that they can do it on a big show. I don't know. But to me, I am interested. It's just a matter of how far can this go, and I don't know. It's gonna be a question to see how far they take this, because, like I said, we had the Nexus and it fizzled out quick. We had a group like the Shield and it lasted for years. It's a really double-edged sword on this. While the group looks cool when they do stuff like this, it destroys things and chases people down and beats them up or whatever, it can only last so long before you have to reveal who these people are, and before the same tactics start to get stale. So, really, in order to, I'm kind of drawn in, but not fully drawn in. I just need to see more from these guys before I really, really put my final stamp of, let's say, in a way, approval on if I'm fully invested in these guys or not. But that's just a wait and see game on this.
Very nice take, EJV. Who's next? Nico?
I'll go. Yeah. See, I don't know. The idea of Retribution is cool, because wrestling, like it or not, just like the rest of the world, we thrive off of chaos. If you don't believe that, just look at the world, how the world is right now. I like the idea of Retribution, but again, it has to be something that the payoff is good and that makes sense. Already, I'm seeing wrestling fans nitpick, trying to figure out, who it is. Oh my God, this person, I can see their hair. It looks like such and such from NXT, a developmental talent, and that to me kind of takes away from it, because I don't want to know who they are right now, unless it's going to be a reveal and it's going to be, oh my God, big names, because 9 times out of 10, the people that they have playing the bodies right now of, the masked, people seeking retribution might not be the actual people once the group is revealed, if ever. I hope it makes sense. I pray it does. But I don't know. What they did on SmackDown was pretty freaking cool. But then again, on Monday Night Raw, they did something that was pretty freaking stupid when they were playing bowling with cinder blocks through the door. And then there's a moment where one of the people from Retribution is on top of a overturned car, and they're destroying the shit out of it. And then all of a sudden, the person quietly, although they got it on camera, asked for help to get down from said car they were standing on top of. I know that's me nitpicking the angle a little bit, but I just thought that was funny, because it's like, wait a minute, you're on top of a car, you're destroying it, you're dancing in celebration a la Mr. Robot. If you haven't watched that show, it's a show that used to air on the USA Network. I recommend checking it out. If you got Amazon Prime, you can watch it through there right now. But that's the type of feel that I get with Retribution. If they tie it in with the dropped hacker gimmick, it seems like, then you would fully get a full Elliot Mr. Robot scenario. But I just hope it's something that the payoff makes sense. Right now, I'm intrigued, but I'm not really sold on what Retribution might be.
Very nice take, Nico. Wildcard, what's your thoughts on Retribution?
We don't know a whole lot about this faction. I feel like that, like Nico said, I gotta see more of them to really have a fair assessment on it. I mean, right now we're just going off of speculation as to who these guys or possibly girls are that are part of this and why they're doing what they're doing. But the way I see it, I mean, this reminds me a lot of what Aces and Eights did back in Impact Wrestling. Truth is, I kind of found it a little bit laughable because it just reminded me a little bit too much. I'm like, oh, wait, this is just like the Aces and Eights storyline back in TNA, and they're just taking it off of that. So, I mean, we've seen this invasion storyline happen multiple times. So it's not like it's anything new. We've seen this throughout all of history of professional wrestling. So you'd think we'd be used to this by now. But I think for the most part, it gives a lot of fans something interesting to watch, especially during these times right now. I've heard some speculations that, a lot of NXT guys could be part of it. I mean, the one name that I thought that could be part of it that was dropped, Tommaso Ciampa. I mean, from my recollection, because I haven't really been following NXT, has he even been on NXT at all? Have we even seen him at all? Yeah, you guys?
No,
not
not since he's lost to Killer
It's
Cross.
MMA,
Okay.
what I know.
Okay, all right. So that just makes it that just
I'm gonna
speculates things a little bit more.
Right
I'll finish up here, Nico. I just want to get my point across here. Sorry, man, but I just feel like that somebody like him could be either part of that group or leading the charge. We don't know for sure. So that could be a possibility there. But all I know is that it gives the storyline a very interesting feel to it, something different. I can't wait to see what happens. So, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off, man. I didn't. I just wanted to say just my spiel on that.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm just saying I would be very surprised if it was Tommaso. It'd be interesting, but I don't think he has anything to do with it.
Well, I mean, it's just an interesting name to be dropped there. So, I mean, it'd be a nice surprise. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So I'll get to my thoughts with that. I mean, if it is names like Tommaso Ciampa or let's say Johnny Gargano, that would be awesome. That'd be great to see them actually be part of the Retribution stable. Right now, I think chances are low because we know those guys are fighting to stay in NXT for as long as they can, as far as we know. But I'm going to talk about the positives of the stable. I loved the ending last week on SmackDown. It was very reminiscent of the Nexus's debut as a faction that is just running havoc. I thought that looked great. I thought it was very cool. I didn't really have an opinion first night on Raw. I thought that was too sudden. A lot of people were saying, oh, this is trying too hard. This is like the rioters around the world just doing something just really cheesy, they were saying. But I was just like, I'll let it play out and see. I mean, in the end, it really is all too early. But I figured with enough time, this is something we're talking about right now because it looks like WWE is trying to make something big out of this Retribution group. And one thing, I mean, I get it was kind of in order to spike the ratings, but I didn't like that they did this. They announced ahead of time in social media, oh, a new stable is debuting in the WWE. But then when you watch the program, the announcers are like, who are these people? Why are they doing this? But the WWE announced ahead of time there's a stable, and then they created a video package on Raw. Yeah. Just hyping them up. Give me 1 sec. I will finish this up.
Yeah, I got you.
But really quick, they said, oh, look at the reminiscence of last week. They just build it up like a whole storyline with oh, here's the stuff that happened during Liv and Ruby's promo. And then, they're just typing it as a video package. Why don't they just play footage of what happened and just act like these people are outsiders or whatever you will? Go ahead, Wildcard, before.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna piggyback off of that because I that was one thing that I thought just ruined the vibe of this faction is that they announced that there was going to be a faction. I'm just like, wait, when did they start doing that? Because back then it's like, okay, you can just do it by surprise. I mean, even the Nexus, we didn't even know about that when they first debuted. And the fact that, supposedly WWE leaked this out, or, it was just leaked to the public. What the hell, man? It just kind of ruins it all. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I'm going to say is, like, a friend of mine, and I've seen a few people also make fun of how, like, short these guys are. Like, oh, it's all 205 Live guys, or, oh, it's the Munchkins from the Wizard of Oz in masks and dark clothes. But, I mean, I'm willing to just see who these people are. I want to see who they end up revealing. There is, like, a rumor it's Dominic Dijakovic, but obviously he's too tall to be in this role. I mean, they could always change the looks of it, the people down the line. I mean, you'll have to scratch your head storyline-wise. But in short, I like what they're doing. I'm a little afraid right now when they are finally unmasked, because this could be a whole Aces and Eights ordeal. But I'm going to give it some time. We'll see what happens. I'm expecting something big for them at SummerSlam, but that's pretty much my take for now. So do you guys have anything else to add before we go to the next topic?
Yeah, I'll just say this. Now that you mentioned SummerSlam, maybe we can get a reveal there, because the big tagline for SummerSlam this year is "You'll never see it coming." So, I mean, hopefully that means something big and cool and makes you say ooh ah and your jaw hits the floor and you say, thank God I enjoy, pro wrestling and the WWE. I highly doubt that, but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes, I guess. But yeah, we'll talk about that more next week in our SummerSlam predictions. And for now, though, we're going to get on to the community's favorite feature. It's the Cosplayer of the Week. This week's cosplayer is Michiru Okada. She's one of the Japanese cosplayers from WWE Fake Stars, another wrestling cosplay group, great group of people. She and her colleagues have been on our page many times, and she actually met up with me and Rocky at WrestleMania 34 Access for a photo shoot. Who would like to take the next line? EJV?
I will.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Sure. Her first time cosplaying was at Halloween Cosplay Rumble Contest at the Pro Wrestling Bar Count 299 in 2015. Never heard of that place. I'll have to check that out sometime. Her first convention was the WrestleMania 32 Access in Dallas. Damn you people who've been to WrestleMania.
I'll get the next one here. So she started getting into wrestling around 2011. Her favorite wrestlers include Edge, Bayley, Roman Reigns, The Rock, and The Undertaker.
Some of her signature cosplays include Bayley, as mentioned, Spike Dudley, Tajiri, as well as Edge. And here are some of them right now. All right, so we are back, and that was Michiru Okada. Make sure to check out her social media as well as the WWE Fake Stars Facebook group. We will be posting a link in the episode description. You'll see that as well. And if you wish to be a cosplayer of the week in a future episode of Too Sweet Converse, message us on Facebook or even on the Too Sweet Cosplay Instagram.
Send us your stuff.
Absolutely. Spots are filling up, so get it in now.
Do
it. So now we are on to our main event segment of Two Sweet Converse. It was from, as of this recording, of course, last night's episode of AEW Dynamite. It was the all-awaited Chris Jericho versus Orange Cassidy, Part 2. So in their last match, Chris Jericho actually defeated Orange Cassidy in a very close match. Orange did look like a big star in that match. This time around, though, Orange Cassidy actually won the match. The match was, they banned the Inner Circle from ringside. The Best Friends were banned from ringside. If Orange Cassidy had lost this match, he would have owed Chris Jericho $7,000. There is some controversy going on here with how the match ended. Orange Cassidy got his victory. It could have been a big one, but it kind of abruptly ended. I think most people would say it didn't feel like it got the big celebration it could have had with TV time remaining. But what is your guys' take? Was this match a big one? Did it deliver? And would you say that Orange Cassidy is on his way to stardom within AEW, or do you think this might have been just something that probably shouldn't have happened? Who would like to start this one?
I'll go.
Nico, go for it.
Your question you just asked was, is Orange Cassidy on his way to stardom? Is he on his way to stardom in the AEW fandom? Yes, if he's not already there. Is he on his way to stardom in the industry of professional wrestling as a whole? 110% absolutely not. The match was, we all knew he was going to win. We all knew, oh my God, he's not going to pay the heel, the ultimate bad guy, what was it, $7,000 for a suit that he's been, walking around in the last 2-3 weeks since it got drenched in freshly squeezed orange juice. We all knew that wasn't going to happen. We knew some schmaz type of finish was going to happen because they got to set up a third fight. They got to do it to where it's 1-1, and we need to see a rubber match between these two. I don't want to see it, but I'm going to end up seeing it anyways. I'm assuming it's going to be Saturday, September 5th, at All Out, which is fine. But I don't know, like, I didn't enjoy the match. I mean, Jericho sold his ass off for the kid, working heel, but I thought the finish was abrupt, and the type of cradle pin that they made him do, it just looked bad, but whatever. I just can't wait for it to be over.
All right. Thank you for your take, Nico. Who would like to take this one next? EJV?
Okay. Yeah, as you know, I work midnight schedule, so I got to watch the match this morning, and I thought the match was decent. I thought it was a decent match between them two. Orange Cassidy looked pretty strong throughout, especially in the beginning when he was able to really get the upper hand on Jericho. After last week, he said he was gonna care about this match and really try, and he did. Sure as hell did that. It could have been a better match, especially like you said, it was very predictable with the whole Jericho wanting $7,000 for his jacket. In reality, we know Jericho could buy 100 of them because he's that fucking rich. But Jericho being the consummate heel that Le Champion is, he had to play it up, which is pretty genius, of course. But yeah, I thought the match could have been better. Some different aspects, I thought. It just didn't blow me away because it was already predictable in a sense. We knew that Orange was going to pick up the victory. We knew that there was going to be some sort of even though they were going to be banned from ringside, that the Best Friends and Inner Circle were going to get involved somehow. And that's when we saw Jake Hager attack Orange in the match. And yeah, I do agree that the roll up, the schoolboy, whatever that was, it was botched, and unfortunately it looked very anticlimactic for the ending of the match, and especially with the way they abruptly cut away because of them running out of TV time. To me, maybe there was some miscommunication on the timing of the ending. I don't know what was going on there. It seemed like it flowed pretty well, but yeah, I agree 100% that Orange did not get the chance to celebrate the victory like he should. It was a quick close-up of his face when he was down on the canvas, and then it was, "Thank you for watching AEW Dynamite. We'll see you on Saturday. August 22nd. Goodbye, everybody." And then that was it. And to me, I don't know. It just seemed, especially to the fan base, Orange Cassidy, it looked a little bit, I won't say disrespectful, but it just killed the momentum of his win in that sense.
Yeah, real quick, the show that aired of Dynamite, that was a pre-taped show, right?
I believe it was. I believe they did a set of tapings already.
Oh, okay. If it's a pre-taped show, why the hell would they just do it to where, like, oh my God, we're out of time, folks, bye? Cause you're right, that does take away of OC getting his big win.
Oh no, wait. No, it was live. It was a live show.
It was a live show then? Okay.
Yeah.
That would make more sense.
Okay, then that would make a little bit more sense. But I mean,
Yeah.
still, for Christ's sake, like, I just wasn't a fan of it because I mean, like you said, it was so anticlimactic. It was like, all right, but okay.
Wild card, what's your take on this match?
It was kind of, I'll be honest, I was looking forward to this match, and it was a good match, no doubt about it. But then it did start to drag, and the ending was just very lackluster. I mean, it was great that Orange was able to pick up the win, and that's what I really do love about what AEW does for its talent there too, especially for having Jericho take the pin there too. I mean, he didn't have to do that. I mean, especially since he's Chris Jericho for the most part, but the fact that he's essentially putting over Orange Cassidy, it's like, okay, it's like in a way like passing the torch to somebody who is incredibly talented. And he is somebody who everyone seems to lean on in AEW. But the way that the show ended, I just felt like it was just like, they could have made something a little bit more out of it, like, oh, this is the beginning. This is the Orange Cassidy era right now or something like that. Instead of like, okay, here's your winner, Orange Cassidy, and then goodbye. It's just basically what E said. And I did agree with that just because I felt like they could have done something a little bit more with that. Maybe they will do something with Orange later on, but we're just gonna have to wait and see. But solid match either way. I thought that AEW always does a good job with that either way. But I felt like that could have been it could have ended a little bit more like with a little bit more hype,
Absolutely, and actually, playing off your point, Wildcard, Jericho's always been the kind of guy who's been willing to put new talent over. Cases in point, Heath Slater during season 1 of the reality version of NXT, 2 weeks after Jericho lost the world title, he actually put over Heath Slater in I think it was a clean victory. I know it was for sure a pinfall victory, but yeah, I was like, wow, Heath Slater actually pinned him. He's gonna become big. That's up for debate, but also WrestleMania 29, he put over Fandango in a match. I know he really was trying to help him get over, but yeah, he helped Orange Cassidy get over. So that being said, I don't know if it was the right call or not. I mean, I think Orange is going to be a big figure in the AEW. I don't know if he'll become a world champion, mind you. Maybe he could be TNT champion at some point, but I kind of see Orange as a character like R-Truth, where he is going to get some, recognition and be a guy that's very enjoyed in AEW, but I don't see him being the guy per se. But anyways, to kind of like wrap up my points, the match itself, I was kind of like, why is this match still going? There's 2 minutes left. Are they going to actually do an overrun on TNT? But AEW doesn't do overruns, to my knowledge. and they didn't. It felt like a very rushed ending. I was like, wow, that all this hype and this is how they're gonna end the match. Just a random like roll up, or as Taz said, a mouse trap or whatever he called it. But yeah, I just didn't like how the ending came off. The match itself was okay. I wouldn't say it was great. Their first match was a lot better. But yeah, I mean, congratulations to Orange Cassidy. Nico said there might be a third match. I kind of hope not, but they probably will do one at All Out. But I mean, we'll see how it goes from there. I could see Orange Cassidy getting some more victories down the line, but time will tell that this victory is going to play off in the long run. But yeah, I didn't care too much for the match, if we're being totally honest. Any other final thoughts you guys like to share before we close out the show?
No, I'm good.
Nope.
Yeah, ditto.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. Well, that was this week's edition of Two Sweet Converse. Thank you all for tuning in. Please let us know what you thought of the show. If you happen to enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. And please subscribe to the Two Sweet Cosplay YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Two Sweet Cosplay. All right. So, anything else you guys want to add before we close out?
Just of course, like always, thank you guys for watching videos. We appreciate it, like we always do. Keep an eye out for Too Sweet and Short, which will be coming out shortly. So be prepared for that. Otherwise, to that, everybody have a great weekend, and be safe. Too Sweet.
Too sweet, everyone.
Guys.